Chris, I just want to ask you, people coming behind me, but Christmas time, thinking back, and you're still 39, still a young man. As a boy growing up, what were the 2 or 3 best Christmas presents you ever had for Christmas?
I remember when I was very young, it was we still had VHS back then, right?
Yeah.
That was way after your time. It was the movie Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, okay.
It's a long time ago, and then I have this remote-controlled car racing thing.
Yeah.
It was top.
Yeah.
Super Nintendo as well.
Yeah.
The old ones where you push them in.
Yeah, I know.
Very good, very good.
What would 3 points against Barnet mean to you?
Obviously, it would mean a lot for the club overall. I think when you hear day in and day out, when you see how the boys are working hard towards the goal, that they want to be in a better position than where we are right now, and that we still have everything in our own hands. I think they, based on the character, based on the desire they showed every single day on the pitch, they deserve it in my eyes. It doesn't come for free. We've seen this unfortunately too many times. I think we could have already more points from the last couple of games, especially when you look at Fleetwood first half, Crew away. I'll take that point. There was great character that they showed, but then also Barrow at home. I think the 3 points, 7 points would have been there, right? Unfortunately, it didn't work out, and that's the situation where we're in right now, right? Nothing comes for free, nothing comes easy for us, and we need to work. We need to deserve our right to play football, deserve our right to win those games, right? But we're halfway through the season now. There's still a lot of games to go, but we also understand that we need to put points on the board right now, because those, with February to come, all those games will be cut in half almost already.
Yeah.
A lot of games in January as well, and after the Colchester game, it was a very good meeting yesterday, to be honest. A very honest meeting, where it feels like many times that we need more pressure by conceding goals in order to play football.
Yeah.
In order to have freedom, which for me doesn't make sense, right? Because, and I appealed to the players, because the pressure is on already. We are ready with the back against the walls. I don't think, they are deservingly so, because the performances so far were not good enough, right? Throughout the whole season so far. But what I also believe is that the boys have everything in them, everything what it takes to be able to be in a better position after the Christmas time already.
Yeah. 75 points still on the board to play for. So.
Yeah, I know, and we got to be realistic as well. We're not going to make 75 points.
Really?
Right? Well,
I don't know.
Well, yeah. Well, if it goes performance-wise, right?
Yeah.
I'd say we had more already on the board, right? But didn't work out the way we wanted it, right? I think, and I've been very honest with the players, that away in Colchester, the first half was the first half where I was actually really disappointed ever since I came here. And they took the information on board. They were also honest to each other, which I think is the basis of getting out of there, right? To find clear words with each other, to not take any criticism as personal, right? Because people having a voice, people addressing their concerns, it's just because they want to be better, they want to win. And there's a lot of room there for opinions, but the bottom line is, it comes to match day, we got to perform. We got to be a better team than we showed recently. And I think that meeting again was good.
In terms of the home record, which is not good, at 286 days.
Can you stop counting? Because you tell me this every single week. Let's stop counting. Let's just get it done.
Okay, it's a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time.
The point I'm making is, what causes that? Where is it a psychological thing? What's your opinion? I
think ever since I came in, that's what we worked on most of. most of the time is building the confidence. It's very obvious when you have a bad season the way it was so far. You got to be very honest with that. It was not a good season at all, right? And then boys are low on confidence. Maybe things don't go so well or don't come off so well the way they would when they're full of confidence, right? I think we have a good group of players, like actual players that know what to do with the ball, right? That have a good game understanding. But then when I look at certain moments, I'm like, that's not really him. When I see him out there on the training pitch, yeah, I see different players than when it comes to the game. And I honestly think that week has showed us a lot now in terms of that we have still a lot of work to do, right? But also that the players are very honest with each other and wanna get out of there desperately, and I think that's the key word, right? I think what they have shown is that once they're really desperate, they start playing, right? They probably feel a little bit more freedom because what is there to lose now, right? And we need to show this desperation from the first moment.
Okay.
So you talked about that meeting you had after the Colchester game. How are the players reacting to that? Are they, because it's such a young squad, how are they dealing with the pressures?
Well, it's also a big learning moment for many of them. Yeah. How did they deal with that? How did they deal with that? Like I said, first of all, a big learning moment for them, right? Because criticism will come more and more, right? Also, the higher you play up, the more pressure you'll have. And it's how you deal with it, right? And I was happy to see that it was not always the same players that would speak up, but that it was actually a lot of players, a lot of different players, also the younger players, also players that I might not have considered so much in the recent games, that had an opinion. Because if you win, if you lose, you always have an opinion about the game, right? But then it's the importance to also share this opinion, right? It can be a very simple opinion, which is fine, right? But the second the players feel that their opinion is valued, I think their confidence will grow as well.
And for the Colchester game, you had people coming back from injuries with the 2 Macs back. Does that almost feel like, to steal a cliche, like a new signing almost? Because you haven't had them available since...
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about this in recent weeks already, right? That when I came in, we had an injury list that was 6 players, 5-6 players, right? And we cut this in half. We have a couple of little injuries here and there, right? But unfortunately, Chad is out for a little bit longer. But yes, having Matt Baker back, having Matt Smith back, adds definitely value, quality to the team. And you've seen when Matt Baker came on in the second half. I wouldn't make it down to him only, right? Because again, we talk about being 2-0 down, coming out, players are upset. Because they didn't really show what they're capable of doing in the first half. But then they reacted in the second half, right? If the second half would be similar to the one in the first, that would be a real worry, right? But they came out and I think they were on top of Colchester for the first 20-25 minutes. And these are the moments that you can nurture from, right? But it's also, that's the challenge that I give to the players. We need to show this from the very first minute. Yeah, and that's why I'm still very confident. Again, I know there's a lot of games to still play, but it has to work now as well, because my goal is definitely not just to survive. That would be too easy, right? Then you can say, oh, we have enough games. No, we want to go higher up the table. And I know the way it looks right now, and nobody's putting their money on us, and I'm not blaming them. But I also see what the boys are capable of doing, and I think in the last 4 league games they have shown, at least in every single game, that there's a better side to them than what the result probably is saying, right? So that's why I'm very confident, and that's why I have the challenge out there to climb up the table as much as we can.
And looking at this sort of like busy festive period, do you mentally put a points total on it, like X points from the next 5 games, or is it just taking it one at a time? Well,
we have done this before. For a couple of games that we just recently played. Didn't really work out too well for various reasons, right? I mean, when we had the 2 games against Crewe and Fleetwood at home, we played with 75 minutes with one man down. So it's almost a whole game in 2 games that we played one man down. And nevertheless, when we were a man down, we did not lose. Right? So that shows the character, the spirit in the team that they can fight, right? That they can fight even though one man down. And in crew, it felt like we are one man up, even though we one down. So the boys have showed many different faces in many different situations with whatever the game threw at us, and dealt with that. For me, it's more about minimizing the individual errors. Small little mistakes, unfortunately, cost us too much. First goal against Fleetwood, we lose the marker from set piece from the second phase. So there's a lot of small details that we're working on every single week to take care of, to minimize them. But again, and I said this in the last press conference, okay, there's a lot of games right now, but there's just as many games in January, right? So if we lose a game, we lose the game, but we need to move on. We cannot just hang ourselves up with this one game that we just lost right now, because the next one is just around the corner. And the next one is always the next chance, and we just need to get in our head that we need to move on, right? I know it's not a good feeling. I completely get it. I'm a human myself. I also don't feel good when I lose. I hate losing, but I cannot get hung up with that. What do I learn from that, right? And how can we improve moving forward?
Because it's now a little over a month since you've been here. How do you evaluate your first month personally?
It's been already a little bit of a roller coaster, to be honest. Roller coaster of emotions, because we've had some really good performances where I definitely think we can walk away with more points overall. And then there were some moments that were not good at all. But again, for me the key is to stay level-headed, right? I'm a very emotional person, even though some people might not think so, but I'm a very emotional person. But I think key is to stay level-headed, right? Otherwise, with our behavior, I'm impacting the team, right? And I don't want to be too low. I don't really want to be too euphoric, because that would also not be good, because then everybody thinks, oh, we're going to make it anyway. No, it's the hard work that will get us in a position where we can survive.
And is there anything that surprised you, anything you weren't expecting?
Yeah, the quality of the team. I'm very honest with that. It was already in the first training session, or even in the warm-up in Oldham. This is when I got to see the players for the first time, and I was very happily surprised with the energy, with the ability of playing, with the mentality as well. So there were a lot of good things right away that I identified that made me feel positive of coming here, even more positive of coming here, because I know we can make a change here. I know we can turn the season around. Right? It's just about the players, and they start to believe in it. You can, otherwise you don't have parts of the games where you have actually really good performances, right? And again, it's down to the small little details to minimize them or to completely eliminate them, which is not really possible, but to minimize them to then come out top as well.
And then looking ahead into January, obviously with the transfer window, how involved are you in the sort of recruitment process?
The talks go on every single day.
You're involved in everything, you?
Yeah, I speak to the chairman, to Chris Finn, basically on a daily basis. But like in the last press conference, nothing new to report.
Lovely.
Christian, you mentioned belief from the players that only the next game as a focus. What's your message to the supporters at the moment? Because you can see what they don't see. Yeah. You see training, you see the belief. You've mentioned seeing things from players in training that may not be taken onto a game day. The supporters in this one fixture, Barnet at home, a massive fixture at Christmas, Boxing Day, it's a tradition. The supporters out there want to come and see, and they want to see this belief. What message have you got for the supporters of this game?
I think there's definitely one main thing that our fans should know, is that everybody in this building cares about the club. And with care comes obviously that you leave it all out there, right? That you really want to help the club to be in a better place. With care also comes that you're critical about everything, right? And that's why I understand our fans completely, that there's a lot of criticism at the moment, which is absolutely fine, absolutely fair. Listen, if my team, which is the New York Rangers, lose every single game, which they do at the moment, they lose more than they win, I'm telling them as well what is going on, right? But the players, the members of staff, they go above and beyond. They really care about the situation we're in right now. And my appeal to our fans is that as critical as you are, which is absolutely fair, and I take any criticism, any feedback on board, but when it comes to game day, it helps the players a lot more to have top support, which I'm sure the Amber Army will do, but to have our 12th man behind us. No matter if there's a win, a draw, a loss. Because, yeah, it's one game, but the next one is right around the corner. And the boys need to have that feeling that everybody's behind them. This is how we get out of there. Together. It's not only me, it's not only my staff, it's not only the players, it's not only our fans, it's everybody together. We are all in this together. We are all representing the badge. So we all can get out of this together. So the support, critical support is fine. But the 90 minutes, be behind us. That is so important to them.
Okay. All right.